You are tuned in to the Vibe playlist with me, Sid. This right here is a show that brings to you amazing content, great playlists, good conversation, and generally just a good vibe. Karibu Sana to the show. In case you are new to the program, Karibu Sana, this right here is episode 3. We are growing, and I want to thank you for tuning in. And also, we're now on YouTube. You can subscribe and, catch up previous episodes at the Vibe playlist with me, Sid. You can follow me on Instagram as well at Sid Matthews so we can get to connect. Now, the Urban Dictionary describes a bromance as a close but non-sexual relationship between men. And as far as bromances go, my best has to be Chandler Bing and Joey Tribbiani, who are the characters in the hit sitcom Friends, portrayed by actor Matthew Perry and Matt LeBlanc. Now, my second best characters, my second best bromance on television has to be these two. Yes, Tom and Jerry. I mean, you guys remember how these two, they fought, they had good times, they had bad times, and just seeing them rise above that all the time and coming through for each other. For me, that's a good bromance, Martin Lawrence and Will Smith, Kevin Hart and Dwayne Johnson, Obama and Joe, Vin Diesel and Paul Walker, and lastly, of course, these two. LOL. Do you think that friendships between, men are stronger than that of women?
I'd side with my kind and say men tend to last longer in relationship with fellow men as opposed to women against their fellow women. I think one of the reasons I'd say that is because I'd say that's the main reason for me. Women have a lot to go by on their own as women, emotionally, psychologically, physically, whatever kali you can think about. When you compare that with what a woman goes through and what a man goes through, that already sets them apart. So men don't have much to think about when it comes to friendships or relationships. Women tend to analyze every other aspect of that particular relationship.
For me, I have like a million flaws, but people I hang around with choose to look past them, or rather just embrace me as a person, and so do I for them. So it's all about, if you really want someone to be your friend, you have to embrace who they are. I don't think the gender really matters at times.
Yes. Friendships between men, they're normally stronger because basis, like ile basis mmekuwa mabeshte. Like saa zingine it doesn't take much, like seme mimi kama ni mwanaume, if you introduce me to your male friend, ye tayari ni bro, ushaona? Your bond ishakuwa tayari, we're already boys. Like I have friends in my circle, tumekuwa tukitana bro, wengine siwajui majina yao ya pili, but hakuna bad blood, unaona? Lakini kija kwa madem, sisemi they are not tight friendships, but before your rafiki ikuwe baina ya wanadada, a lot goes in. Like lazima sijui msync vipi, unaweza dem anaweza kutana na dem mwenzake hamjui, lakini anamchukia tayari, sijui vile amevaa, style ya nywele, mnakuaga tu hivyo, tu vitu tudogo. Alafu pia mkikosana, mnaweza kosana for life, lakini wanaume wakikosana, we settle things.
Now, I'd like to know, and if you're a man and you're listening to this, please tell me, slide through to the comment section and tell me, is it true that men can go extended periods of time, months or even years, without having contact with a friend, yet still consider the other person a close friend? You tell me how it works, because as a female, I don't get it. For the most part, men's friendships tend to be less intimate and less supportive than friendships between women. Hence, they are less fragile. For example, men are more likely to remain friends after a big argument compared to women. And although male friendships like these are absolutely typical, the assumption that they are inferior to female friendships is, according to a lot of sources, very misguided. Men might not be physically or emotionally expressive, but they derive great support from each other, from their friendships. I don't think that many guys have a relationship where you can actually sit and talk to your boys. And I feel like we're living in the 21st century, and especially with the fact that mental health is something that is a big issue in the 21st century, I think men looking at, relationship based friendships as weak, or some people will say on your mama, I think it's very misguided. We women like to say that there's no one who'll get your problems more than your fellow female, and I'd like to think it's the same for men. I don't think there's any woman who'll understand what a man goes through as much as their fellow men. It's outdated to think that to even have it, that you cannot go to your male friends and just like talk about how you feel. I'm gonna say that female friendships are growthsome, for the mere fact that we form relationships based on friendships, which enables us to be there for one another. I think I'd like to encourage guys to do the same, because trust me, the world is, especially like after 2020, you need your boys. You should be able to go to your boys and actually talk. So I'd really like to know what you think on the topic. I think it's a very interesting conversation to have. And thank you so much for tuning in. Follow me on Instagram at Sid Matthews so we can get to connect, and subscribe. Yeah, tell a friend, subscribe for more of these. Until next time, bye bye.